topic of today is digital door knocking, right? How can we communicate with people in our way without going door to door? Because door to door definitely does not qualify for social distancing. Um, so a couple of things I want to just kind of put some things into perspective really quickly. Number one, this time that we're going through will pass. We will get through this. It's going to be a process, but we will get through it in good time. So have faith in that first and foremost. Number two, and I've been hearing a lot over the last couple of days. There's a concern out there that if we follow up and reach out to people and past customers, sphere of influence, our database, that we may look a little bit insensitive. You know, if we go out there and talk about real estate or communicate with people, we might look a little insensitive. I've heard people say that. The truth is, if we don't connect with our database and our sphere right now during this crisis, yeah, me and you had a conversation about this. I was listening. Amy's in the room with me. She's like, "Were you listening to my calls?" No, we were actually having a conversation. I remember conversations sometimes. So if we don't connect with our database in our sphere right now during this time, and we start calling them when it's over, we will definitely look insensitive then. Right? How to do that? A little bit the way you taught me. So again, we're just kind of put it in perspective. If we ignore everybody for the next 4 weeks, and then start calling everybody in June and ask how they're doing if they want to sell a house, at that point, we're going to look pretty poor. Would you guys agree with that concept?
Agreed.
Agreed, yeah. We can't just go and hide under a rock right now. We can't just go and burrow into a cave and hibernate and hope to come out and say, "Hey, everything's all right. Let's sell houses." You're going to really look like an insensitive jackass, and that's when you're going to upset people. So what I want to talk about today is, in essence, creating an 8x8 for the coronavirus. What's an 8x8? We all know what an 8x8 is, correct? Raise your hand if you know what an 8x8 is. Who do I have, a brave soul on camera that wanted to tell me what? Anthony, what's up, baby? How are you? Anthony, Katrina are in the house. Does someone want to be a brave soul? How far away should we be from each other? Yes, the Vitals are not social distancing properly, but they're married. It's okay. Oh, 8x8. 8x8 is how far we should be away from each other. Good move, Bill Chevalier. We need an 8x8 box around us from a social distancing standpoint. Anyone else want to? Bill, I'm loving you this week, man. You're cracking me up.
Mala raised her hand.
What's that?
Mala raised her hand.
Mala, what's an 8x8?
You were talking about 8x8 client touch program or something different?
Correct. 8x8 is not the distance we should be from people. And 8x8 is 8 touches over 8 weeks. So we're going to talk about building out an 8x8 for the coronavirus today. Here's some market truths right now, guys. And okay, I'm not about to share with you what I'm going to share with you to create fear. I'm sharing what I'm sharing with you to help you understand there's a huge freaking opportunity right around the corner from us. If we don't step in right now, we're going to miss the opportunity. But here's some facts on what's going on in the marketplace right now. Number one, listings taken in the last 10 days. Listings taken in the last 10 days have dropped by 50% versus the same period last year. Listings taken in the last 10 days has dropped by 50% versus the same 10 days last year. Under contracts in the last 10 days have dropped by 30%. Have dropped by 30% as they did in the same 10 days of last year. Now, Sean and I recorded a video this morning on how we track those numbers. Team leaders, you've got that video. I shared that with you on a call at 1 o'clock. So market centers, we're going to kind of put some presentation tool for you guys on this. That way you have it at your disposal. So when I'm saying that if our under contracts are down by 30%, what's that going to mean to our collective income about 45 to 60 days from now? Is it going to be up or down? It's going to probably be down by 30%. Because under contracts today are closings in 45 days. Unless you're in New York, then they're closing in like 3 months because the process is a little slower there. Our listings taken today is down by 50%. What's that going to mean for our income in about 4 months? It's going to be down. So here's the thing. Those people I talked about yesterday, those people over here that are okay, they're good people, they're not wrong, but that are a little bit fearful of being out there right now. If they just do nothing, then come 4 months from now, when that income is down, then they don't have anything else in the pipeline. So the things we do right now from home will determine how quick we come out of this. Again, we have no control on what we're going into. Let me repeat that. We have no control on what we're going into right now. We have complete control on how we want to get out of it. Does that make sense? Some acknowledgement. So what you do right now will determine the speed in which you get out of this. And I'm confident. I'm confident with everything the state and the governments are doing to invigorate things and to make money available. I'm confident we can get out of this, pretty quickly if we're doing the right activities today. So the longer you wait to start getting engaged and help people, the longer it will take you to recover from this crisis. The longer you wait to get engaged and help people. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday. I'm not going to say who. They might be on this call. I had a conversation with someone yesterday who said, wow, what you're doing is awesome. What you're doing is fantastic. You've been so on. I got to tell you guys, the last week and change has been one of the most challenging weeks of my life. Much like you, I was looking at an amazing year. We were coming into March, and I'm like, oh my God, finally, the year I've been waiting to have for the last 2 years is here. I'm so freaking excited. Then this happened, which was like first a punch to the gut, then a punch to the chest, then a couple punches to the face. So has anyone felt like that the last couple of weeks? So when some people feel like that, they kind of go off into the side and deal with it and figure out how to deal with it. The way I deal with that is by putting myself out there and helping other people. By putting myself out there, getting in front of you, talking with you, communicating with you is kind of the way I fill my bucket. So that way I can keep my energy up and start working through a process of how we come out of this. Does that make sense? So again, the quicker you get into action, the quicker you're going to recover from this crisis. So if I've done nothing over the last week, I'm hoping I'm modeling for you about how quick you can get into action. So going back to the topic, how can we stay in touch with our database and sphere of influence while not looking insensitive? How can we stay in touch with our sphere without looking insensitive? If you go out and blast out a bunch of just listed cards right now, if you blast out a bunch of just listed cards right now, you'll probably look a little insensitive. So I just saw Chris, we're having our team reach out to their database from a point of caring. They're reaching out to every single person to see what they're doing, and it's being appreciated. Emily, can you find that script we talked about yesterday? Can you post that into the chat? I don't know if you posted in the chat or not. So me and Sean at 2
The
o'clock.
customer service one, just to confirm, there's
the customer service one. Yes, thank you. Me and Sean role played that yesterday. We're happy to role play it again if you want. On how you can use this script. This to me would be the first touch of an 8x8 to a sphere of influence or database. Sean, you don't have that script handy, do you? Sean's pulling it up.
It's in the chat. Sorry.
It's in the chat?
Yeah.
We're reaching out as well. It's being very well received. We're reaching out to other agents and checking in with them. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Sean, if you've got that handy, can we go through the first question or two just to give people an introduction of what that looks like and feels like? You got to unmute. Can you unmute him, Em? Got mute. There you go.
Hey, Michael, this is Sean Chaconis from Keller Williams. You have a couple minutes to chat.
Sure, Sean. It's crazy here, but yeah, I got a minute. What's up?
Well, the purpose of my call was just to check in with you. I'm making calls to my clients and everyone just to see if there's anything I can do for you or your family.
Wow. Well, first of all, time out for a second. How would that be received by past customers, sphere of influence, people in your database? I'm just checking in with my past customers, my sphere, people I know, just to see how you and your family are. Would that be well received? Or will they hang up on you and say, stop calling me, you jackass? Ronnie Iosa is on the line here. Hey, gang, the fact is we need to go back to basics. It's always about what we can do for others as opposed to what they can do for us. This will always pay massive dividends, now more than ever. Love it. That said, it comes from a sense of absolute sincerity. So you asked me that question. What's the next question, Sean, on that script?
How are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing all right. You know, it's been a tough couple of days, but doing all right. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
Good. I'm hanging in there. I'm feel like myself for the first time in a few days, so that's great.
Awesome.
Uh, how's your better half?
Doing good. You know, again, like we joked about yesterday in our script, she's probably tired of me being home around the clock. That's for sure.
How are the little ones?
They're doing good. My daughter said to me today, Dad, I've never wanted to go to school so bad. So I think it's going to reinvigorate our children's scholastic career next year. So again, time out. You kind of see where this can go. Again, this is just coming from caring, coming from candid, coming from a conversation, and then they get into how's everything at work. Is there going to be an issue with people getting laid off? Are there going to be lots of layoffs in the coming weeks and months? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So as we talked about yesterday, we might have an opportunity to help people going to real estate school down the road at very, very inexpensive rates. But we'll come back to that when we figure that out. So if I'm looking at an 8x8 for the coronavirus, a way to digital door knock, the first digital will be phone call. A phone call with a carrying script. Jennifer Scarella, actually, she sent this to me privately, but I think it's okay that I share. Oh, now she sent it to everyone. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's receiving texts, emails, calls from every business that has my contact saying they are checking in and letting me know their policies for safety right now. I think I get about 17 of those a day. 17 of those a day. Again, I would copy that. I would use the NAR method for the coronavirus. And feel free to send that out as a touch to your database as well. Everyone's doing that right now. Just a quick way to remind them that you're there. Touch 2, Katrina. Macy's was kind enough to let you know you could shop online. That's Macy's, coming from love. Coming from love. Avoid policies and talk like a human. Truly ask how they are doing. Without a doubt, Ron, that's where that script comes from that Sean was just going through. Never in that script are we going to say policies. If you want to use the policies as an email touch somewhere down the road, that's fine. But you definitely don't talk about what we're doing to protect from the coronavirus in a phone call. The phone call is about them, how they're doing, how they're feeling, how their family's feeling, and how their job is going. Touch 2, based on what I said before, what would be a good touch 2? Now I'm going to come off of digital door knocking because I don't think touch 2 is a digital touch. Based on the most exciting part of my day, what do you think touch 2 should be?
Handwritten note.
Yeah, thank you, Katrina. I forget who was on the call the other day. I don't know if it was Bill or Ian Wolf, or someone said they read an article where right now the highlight of people's day is going to a mailbox. The highlight of people's day is going to the mailbox. It's one of the few times they get out in the day. So people have never been more excited to open the mailbox. I would stock up on handwritten notes right now. Stock up on handwritten notes. And every time you talk to someone over the next week, follow it up with a handwritten note, send it to their home address. I think that's a great touch. It's a personal touch. And it's going to kind of set you apart from every other business that's sending an email out there. It's going to be a little handwritten note that you can send out to them to remind them of that you're there. And hey, it was great talking to you last week. I'm so glad to see the family's doing well. Keep in touch. Let me know if you need anything, something basic. Touch 3. This is where I would send out an email on educating or caring ideas. That email we mentioned before. And if you were to email out something as a policy, what we're doing to protect us, that could be something you could do around touch 3. I think a lot of that communication is too late. People have now been inundated with how we sanitize our hands and how we clean up ourselves. So it might be a little bit late to share that with them. What I might share would be a site that's either powered by the CDC or the World Health Organization, on allowing them to track. I don't know about you guys, but I've got a favorite on my phone. I'm probably checking it multiple times a day on where do we stand with the virus? Is it growing? Is it rising? By how much? My site has not updated New Jersey yet today, which is annoying the heck out of me. But I do see that New York broke 30,811. They're up 4,400 since last night in New York. I can then break that down by county in New York as well. And I can see New Jersey broken down by county. And again, this site I'm looking at here is just one to use. The John Hopkins site that we sent out yesterday, while it's a little bit delayed, is another site you can use. So that touch 3 might be giving them a resource like that. Again, we're not giving health advice. We're not a health company. It's just some advice that we can give. I'm just looking at my chats here. Yes, Bill Chevalier, we're going to come to your thought. We're going to come to your thought next. Emily, can you post the John Hopkins site up in the stream for anyone that doesn't have it? I think we had it. You already did it, didn't you? Okay. I know you don't like it. Emily doesn't like it. It's a little delayed. It's not as up to date as we thought it was. But the other site I'm looking at is also showing a delay. As long as it's powered by the CDC or the World Health Organization. The site that I'm using, I'm not going to send it out to you because I just realized today this site was made in China. So I don't know if I want to share this anymore. I'm not confident in any data coming out of China right now. So I would much rather go to the World Health Organization or the John Hopkins site. Now, keep in mind, that touch 3, I think someone asked, you can send that touch out as a text message with a link, as a Facebook message, as a Facebook post. I don't think a Facebook post in itself is a digital door knock. I think the digital door knock has to go right to them, either via Messenger. Michelle Long, starting early. I like it. I know it's happy hour already. You're on camera. That camera's on when you drink that glass of wine, babe. So when I'm digital door knocking, I am sending that out either via text, Facebook Messenger, or email. I'm not necessarily sending that out via a Facebook post because that's not one-on-one communication. Another one I have here is touch 4. When we get 4 to 8 will vary what you do in text touch 4 through 8 as to, is the coronavirus still on the rise? Has it plateaued, or is it shrinking? So if we're still on the rise, I'm going to go to Bill Chevalier and what he said. If you know your clients have kids, sending out something about activities to keep the kids busy during this time would be greatly appreciated. Rich Turnbull, are you on this line right now? Emily, if you see Rich, can you unmute him?
I am up here.
We were on a call at 1 to 2, and we said, what are some things you could send out that would be fun things to send out as a digital touch the next few months? And Rich was like on fire. Rich started spitting things out that, Ali Gamboa, who might be on the line, started writing down like crazy. Rich, do you remember some of the things you shared on our last call?
Spring break in your backyard.
Spring break. I did spring break in your backyard. From that, we went a little crazy and said, bring a blow-up pool in your living room and a sandbox in your living room and have spring break in your living room with your kids. What are some of the other ideas that we were throwing around?
Tax day's been delayed till June, hooray, or something like that. So we were doing a spin on tax day, things like that. I don't really remember everything I said.
If anyone owes you money, call them. They're home.
Oh, yeah.
that was a Luis Sanchez one. I don't know if I would put that. You gotta know who you're sending to on that one. We did another one on creative ways to hide Easter eggs in the house.
Yeah, Easter egg hunts in the house. Creative.
Fun ways to quarantine.
What's that?
Fun ways to quarantine.
Fun ways to quarantine in the house, different theme for every room. And, we've all seen those memes on people joking about being quarantined. So the team leaders I had on the call, thanks, Peter. The team leaders I had on the call, they each took the responsibility where each of them is going to work with our agent services and assistant team leader to create one fun digital piece. And then we're going to share that with everyone in the 4 market centers. So we're going to provide you with at least 4 fun digital pieces from spring break in your house, the tax day extension, let's celebrate, for you guys to use. We'll get that to you PDF. We'll get that to you JPEG. You can send it out any number of ways. So again, between us, that group, we're going to give you 4 different pieces of digital touches. So again, 1 through 8, 1 is phone call, 2 is handwritten note, 3 is educate and care. And then 4 through 8, could be some fun touches. And as soon as we see ourselves plateauing and perhaps coming out of it, that's where you might go back in with a piece of real estate specific touch. So again, not while the the virus is peaking, but as we plateau and start coming down is going to be the time for you to remind them about real estate. So one of the touches I have, Emily, if you could post the first link in the feed and throw it up on the screen. The first link is a digital virtual open house ad, a digital virtual open house ad. So if you can throw it up on the screen, and we're going to scroll through that real quick. This is a piece that Nick Baldwin created. So are you on the actual site? So we'll take you through this. This would be the link to the page. It has the geographic area. It has the active statistics. Scroll down. It's got scrolling pictures of the house where you can swipe and see the pictures of the house and some of the details of the house. Keep going. Some information about the property. And again, automatic scrolling of the property. And keep going. And I want to play this video for just a quick minute. Keep going, the map. I want to, when we've been talking about getting out and make sure you're making a video of all your listings, this is the type of video, and Lim Bonses, who's on the line, you did one of these over the weekend that was stellar, but you want to make sure you take a video of a virtual open house tour. Click on that video for just the first 30 seconds. You need to turn the volume, I think, on your computer perhaps, or not. I'm not hearing it. Is anybody else hearing it? So it's
All right, let's try this now. Can you hear it?
So kill it. It's all good. So guys, the link is there. The link is there. You can kill the window, and then the next one you don't have to put up in the window. So the link there is what a digital open house or digital showing can look like. In the next link that Emily is going to post, copy both of these links onto your computer. The next link is a Loom video. A Loom video, it's about a 10-minute video of how he created that video, how he created that page. So he's going to walk you through step by step through Loom on command of how he created that customized landing page for that listing. So he'll take you through each thing, setting a URL, setting a landing page, and what to do with it. So that, as we start coming out of this, is going to be one of the first touches you want to do. Or again, if you are doing virtual open houses, which I hope you are right now, you can look at that Loom video and do a virtual open house for this Saturday. You know, go create that video, put it out there, drive marketing to it. And again, he'll show you all the ways to drive marketing to it. I was talking to him earlier. Would you guys be interested for me to have him as a guest on one of our 2 o'clock calls over the next week or so to share with you some ways you can market yourself digitally? Okay, so for the 6 of you that said yes, I'll have him available for you. So again, when we look at this digital door knocking, these 8 touches, it's going to be a series of phone calls, text message, Facebook, cute messages. It won't be until the tail end, and I'm confident that by the time we get to 8 weeks, we'll be seeing a plateauing and coming out of this, at which time you can kind of start putting some real estate specific marketing right back into it. Questions, thoughts, comments, excitements? Questions, thoughts?
So what if this progresses a lot faster, or gets better a lot faster? In an 8x8, it's 8 touches over 8 weeks. Would you consider shrinking that up? And
Yeah,
maybe 8 touches over 4 weeks just because of what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, you could do 8 touches over 8 days. I mean, a typical expired is 8 touches over 8 days. A first sale by owner is 8 touches over 8 weeks. You could do 12 touches over the next 6 weeks. So change up those numbers however you want to change up those numbers. The key is build a systematic plan. So for instance, if I'm doing 12 touches over 12 weeks, I'll probably do at least 2 phone calls in that. At least 2 phone calls in that, 2 texts in that, 2 Facebook messages in that, 2 emails in that. I'm going to try to email the least of all my touches. Email is what I want to send the least, because I think we can all agree we're being inundated with emails right now, and emails are the least personal. So I would send a series. I would send a series of touches, with as many of them as possible being text or Facebook Messenger wise. But again, Ron, great point. 1 touch a week might not be enough going through this. But again, in my opinion, You definitely need a Loom account. In my opinion, I don't want to make any of these touches property specific until we're getting to a plateau and coming out of it a little bit. Now, virtual open houses, without a doubt, do an ad on Facebook. Push the ad to your database if you want. Do a general marketing for virtual open houses and virtual showings, but don't do a one-on-one message on a virtual open house or a virtual showing unless you know that person is interested in looking right now. If you go and hit someone with, look at my new listing in the next 2 weeks, and they're one of the people on this side that's hypersensitive to where we are right now, you're going to lose that relationship for life. So most of these digital door knocks are going to be one-on-one. How are you doing coming from Candor? Don't make anything one-on-one listing or open house specific until we're coming out. And again, I'm watching these numbers daily. You know, when the day comes where we turn a corner and I feel we're coming out of this, you will hear from me. We will do a call that say, hey guys, we've plateaued. Here's my concern. I had a call at 12 o'clock today with a buddy of mine in France. He's been with the company 12 years. He's been building Belgium and in Brussels over there. And he's saying they're still, you know, now first of all, French got hit a little bit before us, and they're still skyrocketing in the numbers. Paris and New York look very similar right now with both breaking 30,000. So, you know, I think we've got a couple more weeks of this before we see this. So as soon as I'm feeling this, I will shout out from the rooftops that we've hit that place. Unlike the market where you don't know where that peak is, we're going to know very clearly where we hit this. Where's one place you can probably look at and know that we've hit that? The stock market will be one place. The stock market will be one place that'll be a sure sign that we've hit a good place. So again, for this first couple of weeks, make it personal, make it coming from Candor, make it light, make it fun. I love my best thing today, Rich. I love spring break ideas to do in the home. I would do spring break in the backyard, spring break in the living room, spring break in the basement, spring break in the kitchen. You know, find different fun ways, especially for people you know with kids. What other ideas would you guys have on other fun touches or other types of touches to do between, you know, here and here? Oh yes, yeah, check out my mobile app, Keller Mortgage, for refis. Again, once we hit the plateau, some other ideas that came up yesterday was the equity assessment opportunity. Equity assessment opportunity. Now, while we're still this, I may put something out on, hey, as you're looking to cut expenses, here are a couple of ideas that you might want to consider to cut expenses. One of those ideas could be refinancing for a mortgage. Here's a link to the mortgage app. I think sending out something in the next 7 to 10 days to your database on different ways to cut their personal expenses to be able to survive in this quarantine would be something I consider coming from Candor. Like we had a video last Tuesday, I think it was, on a little quick 20-minute session I did on how to cut your personal expenses and your business expenses. Speaking of that, do we all know the book Profit First? Mike Macklin, Profit First. I'm currently working to get him on one of our upcoming Zoom calls. One of our agents in Morristown is close personal friends with Mike, and we're going to try to get him on a guest as soon as the early part of next week, where he can share with you some of his concepts he wrote about in the book Profit First. That way you can hopefully adopt those into your personal life. So again, having a touch about, you know, educating them on how they can cut some personal expenses could be another great touch. Offering a Zoom video or a Zoom link on doing a video for your database. Hey guys, I'm hosting a 20-minute conversation on how to cut some of your personal expenses, where to do it, ABC. Look at my video last Tuesday if you want an idea on how to do that, and invite people from your database to that. That can be a great way to educate them and support them. Photo contests on social media, home workspace, homeschooling, Easter coloring contest. Love it. There's I see it's a private message to me. There's some updates with no real updates with New York. New York hasn't updated anything yet. Still working on the links. You can modify as you see fit. Yes, Amanda's done a couple of great posts on virtual open houses. If you're not following Amanda on Facebook, follow her, Amanda Abdel Saeed. You'll see her in the chat box. And then yes, Chris, without a doubt, we have an opportunity to help out elderly or compromised people, picking up medicine, delivering items in need. Again, if you've got some of your database that you know is elderly and they need help picking something up and delivering it, Again, make sure you follow proper protocol, but bringing someone's medication to their house would be a great touch if you know there's someone that needs that in your world. So again, did we get some ideas today on some things you can do to digitally touch, communicate, interact with your database, your sphere of influence, your past customers? Any other ideas you want to share? There's a link Amanda just posted. Make sure you download that link. Anything else you guys want to share that you think everyone else should know about? On a scale of 1 to 10, how was today's call? 10 being awesome, 1 being, man, it was a waste of your life.
10.
If you're not on video, please post a comment in the chat box. Rate us on a scale of 1 to 10. After I sign off, Emily's going to leave this open for a little bit. I'm curious on how I rate. Again, we're constantly looking to find creative things to bring to you guys on these 2 o'clock calls. If you got something great, 9.5, Greg Messiah, you're a jerk. What could I have done to make that a 10, Greg? What could I have done to make that a 10?
That was an accident.
There's nothing worse than getting a 9.5.
I
Jeez.
put 9.5 too,
Man,
Greg.
and you're my business partner? You bleep, 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 bleep.
It is a 10.
You got an 11. It averages out.
So if you saw something that you liked here, Emily's going to have this posted to my YouTube channel. Feel free to take this and share it out. If you're an ALC member, share the link to this video out to people in your ambassador club. If you're an employee, share this link with people that you're calling tomorrow. If you have profit share, share this link with people in your downline. So take this video and kind of put it out there a little bit. We're probably going to do this again because I think right now we've got to keep coming up with creative ways to touch our database that is sensitive, fun, informative, timely. So we're going to constantly be coming up with new ideas to do that. Hopefully the 4 market centers will get their first digital touches out to you in the next couple of days. That way you can take them and start sharing them next week. All good? Guys, I appreciate you. We're going to rock this. We're going to get through this, and we're going to be strong on the other side. So I look forward to supporting you in that process. We're all in it together. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mike.
You got it, guys.